Trustee Sewell?
No, he's not here.
Stewart?
Here.
Gunther?
Here.
Cox?
Here. Okay, we'll start with the public comment. Anybody has any public comment, feel free to step to the podium.
Where's our audience?
Okay, we're all good? That's all good. That means we're doing good. We're gonna move on to the consent agenda, and this is items A through E. And it's the approval of the regular minutes from April the 9th, our assessor's report, our highway commissioner's report, the township clerk's report, and the supervisor's report. And I put some of them out there, and you also got them all in your email.
I'll move to approve A through E.
Okay,
I second that.
Second.
okay. Roll call.
Trustee Sewell?
Yes.
Stewart?
Yes.
Gunther?
Yes.
Cox?
Yes. Okay, next item, big one, is our approval of bills.
I do have that. Yes. So we had expenditures and general assistance. Let's see. $1,373.24.
Yep, that's right. And just so everybody knows, we had 3 emergency assistants come through last month. They're really good cases, and I talked with Lori when they come in. We had, I get all the numbers each month, but LIHEAP is now done. So those emergency assistants, there's more emergency coming in, you know, and so we look at each case by case and what the circumstance is. So luckily, though, we have plenty of money in that account, and so we'll just kind of go with it. So,
A motion to approve. General.
okay, roll call.
Stewart?
Yes.
Gunther?
Yes.
Sewell?
Yes.
Cox?
Yes.
All right, Road and Bridge. We've got 115,282.13 pennies.
Yep. And that's everything. That's the general, that's the permanent, that's the audit, and the IMRF too.
Yes.
A motion to approve.
I second.
It's gonna be a clerk's call on that one. Okay, roll call.
Gunther?
Yes.
Sewell?
Yeah.
Stewart?
Yes.
Cox?
Yes.
All right, move on down to the town fund. What
Yeah,
on-
there's nothing in the equipment, yeah.
Yeah, nothing in the equipment, yeah, that's in the zero. And then the town general is 117,437.13 pennies.
And I motion to approve.
Okay,
I'll second.
okay, roll call.
Sewell?
Yeah.
Stewart?
Yes.
Gunther?
Yes.
Cox?
Yes.
Okay. And then just the senior center. $7,764.43.
I just had one question.
Yes.
That Gordon Foods is still,
I saw that, well, again.
I don't know, I'm just curious.
No, I asked her about it, I said, and she said she got up there and she had the wrong card. See, there's 2 different cards.
That's no.
But what we need to do is, what we're going to do too, though, is make a transfer. You know, because you've noticed the lunch fund is actually doing much better now than the building fund. And so, now there's a reason, I was gonna talk about it here in a little bit, things were gonna change. But, you know, so maybe it's even something that's, you know, maybe I'll talk to the board about, but maybe it's something that, you know, if $1,000 each month, I don't know how you guys would feel about that with food, would go towards the building expenses. We are actually making money on food now.
You mean
we'll-
subsidizing the building fund with the?
Yeah, I mean, we could. Right now, what it is in the budget, there's a senior center, programs for seniors, and that goes into the building fund. So that actually helps with a lot of the programs that we do here. And so there's $25,000 for the whole year, and that's been able to cover it. But what I'm saying is that, you know, possibly if we're making enough in food, we're up to $18,000 now. We haven't even gotten our grant.
Mm-hmm.
We continue to grow in the food fund. Why not? If we, you know, we wanted to, I guess it's my call at the end, but if we wanted to, we could say, hey, you know, $1,000, let's pay for this out of the food fund. We transfer the lunch fund into the building fund.
Well, likewise, I mean, I think it's reasonable because likewise, we're paying for food out of the building fund.
It was a
Right, I
small
mean,
amount, but
right,
yes.
But we are, I mean,
Yes, we are.
they're
Yeah,
still
there has been some
intermittent,
times.
so.
Yeah, and you can transfer from one account to the next, and that's what ends up happening. So, but I'll be looking at that, but I think that's good though, that we're actually profiting, you know, we're making money, and we haven't raised the prices. It's still $4. So, and we'll keep looking at that, but as, you know, food prices fluctuate and stuff, so, anyway.
Did we get the number?
Yeah, it was,
Yeah, I'll mention to it.
Okay,
I'll second it, unless you want to.
It's okay.
all right, roll call?
All right. Stewart?
Yes.
Gunther?
Yes.
Sewell?
Yeah.
Cox?
Yes. Okay, next item, good job, is reports by officers and committees. We have our highway commissioner, Kathy, here.
Do you, I've got a couple things I was gonna mention about my budget. Do you want me to wait and talk about it later, or? just
It's,
talk about it now?
yeah, well, I mean, we're gonna, yeah, let's just wait, we'll
Okay.
kind of do them together.
All right, as far as what we've got going on right now, rain, go away. I mean, it's been a mess for us trying to get things done, but we're trying to get some smaller jobs down in between. We've got, engineering's about done on South Shore, Lakeview Acres. We're not putting curbs and gutters in or anything. We're gonna put a small gutter in for one of the drainage areas, but, we wanna try to widen the road, and the engineer is able to see where all of our easement is and do the work for us. So, we've about got that, he's about got that done. We're gonna start on North Shore. North Shore, we're basically just repaving. There's some bad spots in it. And I think we're gonna put one little gutter area where the water tends to pool up there. So anyway, those are two projects we've got going on, and we're also going to be bidding out Wagon Wheel and Roger Drive this year to get those roads repaved. Otherwise than that, we've just out doing all our mowing and just, you know, everything else we need to do. And right now, we haven't even been able to get off the roads to mow. It's
Yeah.
basically edges, you know, it's just so wet.
Is Roger Drive, is that like, chip, or is that,
It's got a small layer of pavement on it, but
Mhm.
it's in really bad shape.
yeah, well, our
So-
senior superstar that you met, he lives on Roger Drive, so he'll,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. he'll be
He
happy
doesn't
to
know,
do that.
I don't think we've told any of them yet,
Yeah.
so, yeah. Yeah, so we're gonna get that, done this year, and then, we just got so much going on, I can't even think right now. But I, you know, brought a few things that I wanted to talk about the budget, so, I know that we're not voting till next time, but I want you to be aware before, you're looking at it yourselves and that as to what's going on. Oh, I do have my tentative decennial report done. I know TOI gave us something that we could completely follow, but I followed it, but I went into much more detail than what they had on their reports, so even added some things. I just wanted to know what, you know, all we
That's
did.
awesome.
So I'll have that at the next decennial meeting.
Right, that's in June, the
Right.
June meeting.
Yeah, I might even try to get it out earlier just for you to read over and look at what it is, but I have a lot of tweaking to do, but I won't finish all that till we're ready to turn them in.
Yeah, and once Jim gets back, maybe I'll give you a call, and him and I are gonna work on ours, and then just see what you got, and we can
Yeah,
all together
yeah.
have it ready by June.
Yeah, they do have the joint one where you can file it all together, but, the way they're voting and all the things that are happening up at the state, I think we need to,
Just do them separate?
turn them in together, but,
Yeah.
you know, more thorough reports.
Yeah, no, I
So
like that.
I look at it, so, but I've been working on that, that's been a lot of work, so,
Oh, boy.
what else did we have going
I
on?
gotta work on
We've got our, we
You
got
should have
our,
started before that.
That's all right.
we got our stormwater, annual reports in, I filled that out, checked it all over, and I've got that signed and sent in, so we should be getting those back here soon. Worked on the budget, I mean, just had a lot, we've had a lot going on, and, so anyway, that's about it right now. Like I said, I wish the rain would just stop, so we could just start and get some things done, so.
Get a break, and then it'll be summer.
Then we'll be saying, I
Right.
wish we could get
It's
some rain.
raining.
So,
All right, we'll call you back up
Okay.
here in just a
All right.
second. Assessor did his, and trustees?
I just have a couple things.
Sure.
wanted to ask about maybe it's in your report coming up, hopefully, about the kitchen AC.
Yep.
And then, you already talked about general assistance, was that it? I just was gonna ask about, how we were progressing and if there were any other opportunities, that sort of thing.
Right, and, maybe it's something that, because you don't want to put, I don't know, it's kind of in the middle because there's been so many LIHEAP coming in, right? And all of a sudden, the county, boom, cut it off, right? And so we wouldn't be able to fund all of it.
Right.
Right, and all the stipulations, and you can't overwhelm your staff, you gotta pick.
For sure.
And tearing those.
Yep.
And so, but when they come in asking for LIHEAP, I hear all the time, well, we also offer general assistance, the emergency,
Yep.
And so, yeah, we've been, and like I said, that's picking up, so.
Anything more, or should we be, I just see every time we go by, those parking lots are packed.
Yeah, I know it tonight, I think it's the corner, and so that's on the agenda tonight about, so it's not, but I meant to put it, and I wanna discuss all of them.
Okay.
I wanna discuss,
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
the senior center and the
Good,
parking
good.
lot, right.
And then the last thing I was, just thanks to the office staff, all of the girls, but Lori specifically, Pam, for following up with me on, my, statement of economic.
Oh, to let you know.
And then also Zach for a quick response, says, the issue was I needed to get a password reset. He responded quickly.
Yeah,
So,
I just always have to go up.
just folks that are kind of off in the back,
Right.
they don't see me, they don't even see me, they hear about meetings and so on, and just.
Looking out for you.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's cool.
and that's just not me, it's everybody,
Yeah.
and that's how they treat
They do.
our.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's
Good
it,
point.
Yep.
thanks.
Anything?
I don't have anything.
I'm good.
Okay. And the senior center, I'll take this one here. First things first, we started doing breakfast now, every single Wednesday. Something new, we did a poll in here one day, and that's what they wanted. And try something instead of just the
Breakfast
first.
and lunch?
Just breakfast, right, just breakfast, we're not gonna do both. So anyway, we'll try it for a few months, and we'll see. I think it has a possibility to really take off and get some new faces, because some people, especially older folks, they just like breakfast, and so it goes from 8:30 to 10. So that'll be tomorrow morning.
With your, just asking,
yeah,
and I'm
you're
a
good.
data guy,
No,
so
you're good.
with your polls, are you asking like, what about the people who aren't gonna eat lunch on Wednesdays? Do they
Well,
have-
so we gave them 3 options, and it was a paper ballot, and they all filled it out. So one was keep it the same, do lunches just the first Wednesday. One was, which was my idea, was a brunch, where you could have a little bit of lunch, a little bit of breakfast, and that got last place. And then the last one, but I think.
They don't wanna eat breakfast that late.
Well,
That's the-
because I was trying, my biggest concern is the people that still come in at 11 o'clock.
Right.
Ready, and so it's getting that message out there.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to make Facebook posts, and we're doing a thing in the, a flyer this month, promoting that. But we have seen a lot of new faces in the last few months, and again, it's kind of sad too, but that's what really sets this place apart from a lot of other ones, because it's constant work of promoting, because I look at videos from when we started, and there's probably 20 people
I can-
that aren't in those videos anymore, and so at a senior center, you constantly have to be getting new folks in, or
Yeah.
the place will die.
Yeah.
And so we're constantly trying, and so it is a lot of work to always keep fresh, keep doing new things. And so that's what this is, just trying to get some new people in, get their opinions and stuff, so, we'll see how it goes.
I can think of an
tomorrow-
update.
Mhm.
The Madison County is doing that senior fair, that free senior fair
Yeah.
on May 24th from noon to 3, and it's a ton of agencies. They're gonna help with anything from veterans assistance to will and legal assistance to a whole bunch of stuff. I didn't know if we wanted to kind of offer busing maybe,
Yeah.
if seniors need it that day. It'll be at the Madison County Administration Building. And I
May
can-
24th.
May
That-
24th, yep.
Yeah, if
And
we
then-
don't have a trip already booked on that date, I think that we should go up there, just, check it
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
And they'll even like it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And Madison County, just have people there, just see what it's all about.
Yeah,
So, thank you, if you could.
yeah, yeah.
Brad, you.
So tomorrow, The breakfast is at 8:30, but there's no lunch,
Yeah, 8:30 to 10.
and there's no lunch.
No lunch. We still do line dancing, we still do dominoes, and then sometimes we have a orchestra that comes in. We're talking about that on Wednesdays, actually having a small little maybe sandwich or something like chips or some snacks sitting out, you know, so. We also have our dances once a month.
Could we have something, just a thought ahead?
Yeah.
Could we have something, and I know Cinda would, but
Mhm.
just for folks that would come in?
Right, something just, you know.
I mean, somebody relies on this and doesn't
Exactly.
know that it's Wednesday.
Right.
Comes in and says, oh, now I can't.
Especially
I
the
mean,
first few weeks.
Yeah.
That's what we've tried to do last week. We had some things already made up just for people that would show up. We had a handful,
Awesome.
you know, so. The other thing, just want to let you know, so on that building fund, a big cost is the Volkswagen trips, right? And so when you see that, you know, $4,000, and you're like, okay, well, yes, some of it is electricity and power and things like that, but a lot of it is these Volkswagen trips where we go out to lunch, okay, and then they reimburse us, and then we reimburse us back. The more I keep thinking about it, it's just it's a headache, okay? Think about this, if you're a senior and you wanna go, say we're going to the zoo, well, the zoo's free, okay, but we go to the boathouse for lunch, and say we take the average price of the boathouse and we say it's $25 with tip and all that, and then that's what they've been paying. Not all seniors eat the $25. There might be one that eats more than that, I don't know, but my point is, why not just make the trip free, okay, and go to the boathouse, and they can buy their lunch, whatever they want, and then it stays out of our hands. That's the way and so talking to MCT, because that is a big deal with them, because I constantly get asked, are you charging for these trips? And to be honest too, the other problem that I have is there's certain people that they get priced out of the trip, right? It's just like $55, I can't afford, you know, and it's like.
Because you've included the meal or
Right,
whatever.
and maybe they don't wanna eat that much, you know, and so it's hard, so just take them to pick a restaurant, say, hey, we're going here, okay, and then they can buy whatever they want when you get there. Now, it's a little harder on the wait staff, I get that, but that's their job too, you know, and so.
They're getting paid.
Right, and so
They're
to
getting paid
me,
a tip, probably.
it cleans, it kinda keeps things clean on
Yeah.
our end, I think,
On
way
our
better.
money, yeah.
Especially when you're taking in that cost and you're not showing.
Exactly.
In the P&L, you're not showing where you're receiving the revenue.
You have
on that.
to, right, and there's a lot of tracking, and I've been going back, and I'm like,
Yeah.
where's this deposit? And then there's a craft, and it's like, this is a nightmare.
Yeah.
And so I just think that's the better way to do it. So I talked with Gabby and Kelly, they were hesitant at first, but that's just the way we're gonna have to do
And
it.
this is my idea, but I mean, the seniors are the ones that are contributing to the revenue that we're making for those lunches.
Right.
And you're talking about subsidizing the building fund, I mean, why would we just not subsidize those trips? You know,
Oh, right.
You're using, what are you using, gas money and to pay a
Well,
driver?
no, we got a grant for that.
Oh,
We don't,
so-
it costs us nothing, and that's what I'm trying
Oh,
to say
yeah,
is,
so-
for MCT, when I met with him yesterday, I was talking about this, he's like, dude, yeah, let them buy their own lunch.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I've been wanting to do this for a while, but, they just think that it's easier this way, but easier is not always the best.
Right.
You know, so this is, I think that's, we're gonna start that.
For accounting, I think,
Way.
tracking.
Right. Right, and so then the next thing is gonna be, then how do you decide who's going on the trip? Because everybody's gonna wanna go now, because the trip's free sometimes. But now if there's a price for a ticket, say if we're going to Tina Turner at the Fox, and we buy 15 tickets, well then, that's easy, you know, but there's not this lunch, all these different lunches
Yeah,
that you
right.
see on our bills. I don't like the look of
Yeah,
that either,
no.
Yeah.
you know. 'cause-
Especially when you can't equate it to the revenue.
Right,
Correct? I
exactly.
mean,
It takes an accountant every day to sit there to make sure that that amount got in there, and I don't like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that you guys agree, okay? That's basically all I have on the senior center right now. Did Jim have anything on his report, or he submitted it? Yeah, in our package on the
Yeah,
clerk's
well,
Claire
report.
gonna read that for us?
Yeah. Would you like, you have a beautiful voice, but we could just skip that if you like.
That would be great.
Okay.
Because I don't have it in front of me.
Fine.
Into it for us.
Okay, moving on to new business, and the first one is the resolution in support of Village of Maryville Movie Night. I think it's a great thing they do up there in the park, and they have 3 different movies, and I guess it doesn't really matter which one, but it's $150, and the township is the sponsor, which just want to always remind everybody, Maryville, all of Maryville is Collinsville Township.
All of it?
Yes, all of it. So,
Motion to approve that.
okay,
I second.
all right, roll call.
Aye.
Sewell? Stewart?
Yes.
Gunther?
Yes.
Cox?
Yes. Okay, moving on to our tentative budgets. Kathy and I have worked really hard. And Kathy, you want to start on yours?
Yeah, I just,
Okay.
well, I mean, just a couple of things. I'm not gonna go over the whole budget, but,
I know that last year in our payroll, we didn't use as much as budgeted, but we had a couple of people that were out for periods of time that they didn't get paid, they weren't injured on the job, they were injured outside of the job, so that brought that down. But this year too, we hired 6 seasonal help, which we normally don't hire that many, but 2 of them are 21-year-old, 21, 22-year-olds, and they are helping out on the jobs. So, anyway, so we need the help. We just got that much going on this year. We're still actually not done on the canals. We've got them all dug up, but we haven't been able to get the hydro seeding done. We get a day in and then it rains, so, we haven't even completed that yet. So, we just got, a lot, and they don't work when it rains. You know, if it rains, we just call them off now. The 2 older ones, depending on what we've got going on, might work, but the younger ones, that are weed eaters and mowers and that, they'll be called off if we don't have, anything for them to do, so. But anyway, it kind of explains the difference in the budget and what we spent for payroll last year. The other thing is, truck maintenance. I mean, maintenance has gone through the roof.
Oh, I know.
And, last year, we spent everything we had in that, plus we spent money out of contingencies in it. So this year, I'm trying to keep everything in one place. Thus, we brought it way up because we have a truck being repaired right now that needs to have an engine rebuild and a couple other things that are done. The truck's a 2004, it's a tandem. They are going for about $300,000. We don't wanna spend that kind of money, but it's gonna cost us about 30 for everything we're having done on it. So, anyway, that's included in the money in that budget that I figured too, so, I went ahead and put that in there because I hopefully then the rest of it'll cover the rest of the year is what my hopes are, but it's to the point where I can't even predict it anymore. You bring anything in and it seems like it's $4,000 or $5,000, everything we get done anymore, but, we can do simple things at the garage, but we don't get into anything that's that technical, so. Besides that, I think pretty much everything else, a couple things came down, a couple things went up a little bit, it just depends on what we spent, last year. Most everything, a lot of things stayed the same. So, really that's about it, that's about all I wanted to talk about tonight. I mean, we've got, that's not really till next month, but I just wanted to make you aware of why
Yeah,
those were there.
Great, appreciate it.
thanks.
Thank you, Kathy.
And just so everybody, if anybody sees this at home, or you guys have it out there, but we have it available at the township. You can come look at it, and I assume we're having it online as well. I believe it's already,
I
Posted
don't know if
online.
they've put it online yet
Yeah.
or not, but,
So-
the one other thing is on the permanent road fund, we have a intergovernmental work of 286,000. So below the intergovernmental work should match that, and it doesn't, so I'll let Jim know that. But we have the money coming in yet for the canal, and we have money that comes in every year from the state, they pay us, I think it's 36,000 this year. So, anyway, that's what that is for the intergovernmental, but they should cancel each other out really in the budget. So I'll point that out to Jim, but anyway, the other stuff I just wanted you to be aware of.
okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, my revenue's a little off too, a little low, because even like on the interest income, they have 20,000 and we made 57,000 last year. And the interest rates are still good, so, anyway. And so moving on then to the township side, I just made some notes here for myself. Was looking through 4 years ago, the town budget was over $2 million. As everybody knows, we've experienced huge inflation. Last year's budget was $1,759,000. This year, I have lowered our town budget $155,000. That's another 10% just this year. Now, the assessor raised their budget by about $20,000. The assessor's office is all a part of this budget as well. So if you take it all together, overall, our new budget is still down though, to $1,624,000. Okay, last year is $1,759,000. This includes all elected officials in each department. This is all of our IMRF, all of our insurance increases in there. I'm very comfortable with these numbers, and what we did, Matt came in, I remember the first time, and it was just, we had an inflated budget. That was the biggest thing, you know, and so each year, it's been tracking so much closer. Last year, we spent, it was closer, it was about 85%, you know, and so is that about where you would want to be, 90%? What is like the industry standard, would you say?
I mean, especially with the way that, it all depends. It's subjected to how you receive, I mean, just like the revenue's not matching the cost, I mean,
Right.
it just depends on where you measure it, I guess.
Right, and so I'm just trying to be where it's fairly accurate, because each month I sit there and I look at where we are per month and percentage-wise where we're at. Some good things we have that I don't have to worry about hopefully this year is our lawyer's bills. We're through with the contract, the parking lot, but I still have some pretty big amounts in there for the senior center, and that's what I wanted to talk to you guys about tonight. That doesn't mean we have to spend it, but I wanted a budget if we decide that's what we want to do. We have the money in there, as you see on the budget. Funds available, over $2 million in funds available. Like I said, we're doing very well on our the interest on grants, because a lot of the new programs that people see, they might think, oh, well, why, they're really spending now. A lot of that's grants, you know, and so I'm glad that's out there. But, so, anyway, and it's just hard work, and how should you say, sometimes you just get a little bit more, sometimes a great idea, and just making things, it doesn't necessarily cost more money.
I think that would be something good
Yeah.
for everybody's benefit, is to talk about those things more, right? About the revenue that we're making at the senior center, you know, through the senior center, because I think you're right. A lot of people sit back and say, oh, they're taking that Volkswagen again over here, and it's costing, look at the bills.
Right.
The bills, it's
Exactly.
$4,000 there, but they're not seeing the flip side.
The other
of that.
side, right. So, but yeah, I always want to make sure that people know the story. But again, there's a lot going on out there, and they'll only hear what, you know, so. Anyway, but that's it in a nutshell. Trying to think if there's any other, the big changes, I guess, would be the parking lot. That's down, where that's basically done. I still have the youth program in there, the senior program in there, all of our office expenses. We have our salaries all in there, all the elected officials are all set in there. So we're pretty good. Unlike Kathy's is much harder, because there's a lot of fluctuations.
Yeah, I mean, you plan on jobs, you might not even get them completed,
Right.
you know. Payroll, you know, I plan on them being there, but I've had somebody out since December, so, you know, you just don't know,
Yeah.
so.
So, anyway, but, and if you have any questions between now and next month, just let me know. I can change this too, and like she's got a couple tweaks, I got a couple tweaks. We have to put this out a month in advance just to be able to vote on it. So, any thing you wanna change, let me know, and then I'll look at it and we'll see where we're at.
Great.
Okay.
Thanks.
All right, next item on the agenda is, I've been lost my agenda. Here it is. It is discussion of repairs and then / improvements at the Collinsville Senior Center. So yeah, I basically did put that on there. Let's start with something that you guys might not know about. I had a meeting with Collinsville, it was about a month ago, and was asking about their solar panels. They gave me the name of the company that they're using. So I met with the guy, he brought his whole team in here, and we are within a district where it's almost, I don't know the exact details yet, but it's almost all funded for a government, that they'll put solar panels in. On our building fund, we're paying almost $1,000 or more in electricity cost. Okay, this will be just to cover the senior center on solar panels. It will be a grant, and it's not like a residential grant where you have to pay, you know, so I'm getting all the details, but I'm very excited about that.
This isn't a pay in and recoup your costs 5 years down
No.
the road. This is free from the get.
Yeah, that's, to my understanding, I don't have all the details yet. They came in and got all of our electrical grids. Don, we got all of our bills from the last year. They wanted to figure out how many panels we would need, what the grant would cover. But even if say if it was 2 years or whatever, say if there was a small cost, we have big bills in here, I think it's worth it, you know, and so anyway, I'm excited about that. But that led me to the next thing on the AC. So what happened with the AC was we were, again, waiting for that part. Then we get the part. Then it was the dead of winter, okay, but I'm still pushing. Well, Collinsville, I said, you need to do a permit. Well, when he went to file his permit, they said, you need a structural engineer. So then we called up Oates and Associates. Another week goes by, then we get a bid for a structural engineer. This unit is only 50 pounds. We have 40-ton units up there. This is only a 3-ton unit. I mean, it's kind of pointless to me, but whatever. The structural engineer was $3,500. So I was kind of upset about that. So when the solar panel guy came in, he says, we're gonna have to have structural engineers up here. I said, well, can your structural engineer, can we use that for the AC unit? He said, oh yeah, we'll do it the same, we'll put it in there with it. So that's what I'm trying to, that's kind of where I'm at right now, waiting on the solar panels. Now, to be fair too though, I want it to be cooler back there and all that, but I have to say this, when you turn the fan on, it's not as hot. She doesn't like that fan being on because it's loud, okay? And we could get by.
Fan?
Huh?
Can we get a quieter fan?
Yeah, it's one of those big hood fans, and it sucks, you know, and so, but to me, and it's like, so I'm always kind of balanced, that's why it's like, it hasn't been that hot
But we're not
yet.
the ones standing over that.
We're
stuff.
not,
just gonna
we're not,
say,
right, so, but anyway, I still wanna do it. The part's in, I still wanna do it, I just don't wanna overspend. That's it, so I'm trying to get the structural engineer all together and done. So, by next meeting, I hope that we have an answer on when it's going in. All right, the next one I have, I wanted to just see what your guys' opinion on it is. I have an opinion, but, so I wanted to see what a sign out here, a digital sign on the corner that we could easily type in whatever the message is for the entire Collinsville Township. If it's, say the power's out, we're a cooling center, heating center, whatever it is, okay, we have lunch today. You could even do sponsorships. You could have revenue.
Board meetings on it.
Yes, you could. You could do whatever you want, okay?
How much is it?
So I had them come out, and it was really cool. They came out with a truck, they put it on the back of the truck, they had the Collinsville Township logo, and it was high def, man, it was awesome. It's the same company that Collinsville uses, same companies for all their signs. It was more than I thought. Anybody have any guesses? I think it was 8 foot by 5 foot. Anybody got any guesses?
I looked at marquees at one point, and I think over 20 grand.
Yeah,
Oh, I think about close to 65.
it was 30.
Oh.
It was 30, because at first it was 40, I said,
4
no,
foot by 8?
no, we can't do that.
How big is it?
I believe it was, maybe it was 6 foot by 4 foot. Maybe it wasn't, because maybe I went down on a size, because maybe we don't need that big after I saw that price. And so, but I think it would be great to get the message out and stuff, but it is a lot of money.
How long do they last?
What do we
That's the
spend in
first
advertising?
Not that much. We spend about
What do we budget?
budget. See, I would have this under the capital outlay,
There
as
isn't
far
any
as,
capital outlay, is there?
Yeah, or it's building, is it senior center building improvements? I have about 140,000 in there.
So capital outlay was at 0.
Let's see here. And they came in and looked at all the electricity and, you know, all that stuff. And contract short, let's see, we're in assessors. Let me see here.
What's maintenance look like on one of those?
Oh, it's full, it's got a, that's why I asked them, hey, like a 5-year warranty, what do they call it, bumper to bumper. They got, he just said it was very easy to use. That was my biggest thing. It can, you know, our girls, we can type anything in like that. You can even do it on your phone at home, and it will be up there. Like I said, it's everything that Collinsville uses, and that it came highly recommended from them.
What size do they have? That's smaller, isn't it?
Yeah, theirs is a little bit smaller, right? I just wanted it coming down from this side on Main. If you're coming down, that it would be right there in your face.
You
And
can see it from.
you could put anything in there. You could put the Leaf and Limb pickup going on this week.
Yeah, there, boy, that's a big one.
You know, but I really, you know, I like the maybe in one main sponsorship. I don't know. I'm just always thinking
Oh, we could
about
sell
us bringing.
sponsorships on
Yes.
this,
I was
Hey,
saying
Court?
that for lunches, for all of
Right.
that, you know?
I just didn't want, to be straight up, I didn't want to be the one stepping out on a limb and then somebody say, oh, look at him spending all this money. Do you see what I'm saying? I wanted you
Well, I
guys.
think we need to justify, I mean, we look at what's the advertising, we're spending money in advertising,
Yes.
you're budgeting it, right?
Right, yeah.
I mean, to me, that would
Right.
fall under that, I mean,
Yeah, no,
and long-term.
It would, long-term, right. But I just think, again, getting the message out to your point about all the different programs that we have out there, it's the taxpayers that are paying for this.
So what other, from a budget perspective, what other funds do you have that would contribute to that?
What do you mean, that it would
Getting the
save
message
money,
out.
you mean?
No,
Or-
that you would spend, that you would allocate to spend,
that you would
that
save
you
by
wouldn't
put-
spend
Oh, that I
by
wouldn't
putting up
spend.
that sign.
I don't know if there's any necessary, because we're not spending, we're only
Or
spending.
cost avoidance.
Right,
You know,
we're
some of
only
the-
spending right now in that mailer that goes out to all the houses in Collinsville and
And we'd still
Maryville.
do
Probably
that,
still have
right?
to.
We wouldn't
Possibly.
necessarily-
I stopped for 2 months. I wanted to give it a break. I only wanted to kind of pick and choose, and that's $400 for all those. And I'm telling you, it gets new faces in here. It really works. I wasn't sure at first, but it really gets new faces. And I always ask them, how'd you find out? And they bring their coupon in for $4, but that's actually the price of the meal. It's the same price, but they have their coupon, that's how I know. You know, as far as saving money, I don't know that it would actually, to be honest, I don't know if it would save any money. It's more of a service getting the message out to people in town and people that would come to the senior center. Personally, I love it too, because it really makes this place pop. It's like, wow. I mean, people already say this is the best senior center, you know, around. It would really add a lot to that. You know, her craft classes, to the Volkswagen trip, people complaining that they didn't know that trip. I want to go on that trip, you know, so they would have no excuse now. It would be right there for everybody to see. We have the money to do it. Like I said, I put $140,000 into senior center improvements for the building, for this building. So I had enough for the heating and AC. If there was a little bit of cost for the solar panels, for the sign, we had some left over we didn't get the last bill for the canopy until this new budget.
And it sounds like what you're saying is that you already have budgets for improvement.
I do.
right? We're just wanting to use that budget for this
I wanted to have it
purpose.
available.
Right.
If the board said, I like that idea. Now, this isn't a vote tonight, this is just discussion. And so I would bring you the proposal of the different signs or
But
whatever.
this is above and beyond, you would add this to the current budget. This isn't
No.
what we already have budgeted.
No, I would not add, this is my budget.
And that's what, has that, let me ask this question
Mm-hmm.
a little bit differently. Has that line item increased from last year?
Oh, no, it's way down.
So then if it's already budgeted for, then.
Right, it's way down. We budgeted 200
And it benefits the senior center. I mean,
Oh,
I
absolutely.
think it meets the
Right,
criteria, right?
I like that, I do, yes,
I
I do.
mean,
And can we sell people give us $1,000, we'll run your name every 2 minutes.
I mean, I don't want it to be like NASCAR, I want it to, you know.
Why not?
But I would be open to at least having, one or two main
Yeah,
sponsors
there you
who
go.
wanna support, because I get, people reach out a lot that want to support the senior center, they just don't really know how. You know, I'm like, well, you can make a donation, you can come up and volunteer, and we've had volunteers and stuff, but this would be something where maybe one of the Home Depot's reached out a few times and wanted to do something.
Yeah,
You know,
there you go.
but, this would be an opportunity, maybe we come up with something where this is the sponsorship, and there's only, because sometimes the less is more.
Yeah.
You can just do one or two, we're not selling anymore, it's not like radio advertising, we just keep adding, you know, this is for us. And again, to be honest with you, my personal feeling, this isn't to make money, this
No,
isn't
we're
to
not
save,
trying
but
to
this
make
is
money.
for
We're
a
just
service
trying
for
to
them.
subsidize
Offset the cost,
operations.
yeah.
Offset the cost for people to understand.
Yeah.
So, anyway, so I
So
kinda
I
get
have
a,
a different
One at a time.
viewpoint.
yes, please.
I think that money you could go really far with a contracted social worker, or if we have an increased homeless population, I think there could be some pushback of we're getting a sign, but the homelessness is increasing, and if we're having more people coming in for LIHEAP, there's grants or fundraising or other things you could do for a signage, but getting social workers or general assistance, there's not always grants available for that. So I'm just
I
throwing
see
that
what
out
you're saying.
there.
So,
I'm just
like-
throwing it out that it.
So we would hire, like you're saying, maybe possibly, hire a social worker
Mhm.
to help with some of these issues going on.
You could have paid practicum students come in, even free practicum students.
Could we do both?
You could do both.
Maybe that would help.
If there's social workers at the Madison County Health Department, you could do IGAs or MOUs with them. But I'm concerned about spending that.
But can
money.
that money come out of that fund? Can it come out of the improvement?
Oh, it wouldn't be out of the
Line
building
item,
fund,
right,
it wouldn't
so
be out of that fund.
That's what I was getting at, is that
Okay.
line item is dedicated to
Building.
improving this facility.
Okay.
Yeah, just this facility.
Yep.
Right, that would be under a different program, like, I think there actually is a line item for social, workers or.
Yeah, there's 2,500 for social service
Right.
contracting.
Yeah, right, and that's, I guess if Lori needed help, or, because basically that's what Lori and Tara do now. You know, they don't go out on the streets and do it, they're just in the office, and when people come in, Tara is amazing, she finds all the different programs and whatever we
Yeah.
can't help with, points them in the right direction. You're just saying, even from a PR standpoint, that's what I wanted to bring this to you guys, because like I said, I don't wanna be leading on this thing, and then it's not thought out.
Well,
You know.
and that's why I'm saying you gotta offset that cost, right? You can't say we just spent $30,000 on a sign, because then you're gonna get they spent $30,000 on a sign and we have other things.
We
that
have
are-
homeless people we could be helping.
But the flip side of that is it's an improvement fund. It's not for that. I mean, it's not
Right, it's
budgeted
not,
for that.
it's, right,
Yeah.
same as like the
Now, on
parking
that,
lot.
But
so
I'm
what's
sure
the,
people have
so
those
what's the
questions.
opportunity to move some of that money around
Yeah.
now, right? So if you got $140,000 in the building fund, and we know we're not gonna use all of that,
Mhm.
then the question becomes,
Mm.
why don't you move it over to the social fund now?
Yeah,
And then we have more allocated for that, and so we could do both things.
yeah, I like that, so that you'd feel a lot more comfortable if we could do that.
I know
like
if
that.
I had questions, a lot of other people
Yes.
will have questions.
Yeah, no, and that's what I
Yeah.
want. Again, I want more people, I wanna help more people. That's what the sign
Yeah.
does.
Yeah.
You know, because still to this day, people come in, I had no idea. When they see that sign, everyone welcome, you know, and it,
Yeah.
And that's just not the senior center, that's the township.
That's
It's
right.
gonna benefit all, I
Right.
mean, I have seniors that I talk to don't know about the license
Right.
renewal
Yeah. Yes.
thing.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of things that just the normal person doesn't know
Right.
about, that doesn't come up here, you
yeah,
know, that.
well, they
that
don't
would
have
help with.
Facebook, you
Yeah.
know, and things like that, and so
Yeah.
there's benefits to get to people that actually need the help, that can benefit from them, from the sign.
I agree.
And so,
Yeah.
that's just the story, that's a PR thing that I'll have to work on too, you know, and at the end of the day, you're never gonna make every single person happy, but I wanna make the most that we can, you know, so. I got a general census, I'm gonna work on this,
Yeah.
and then we'll see what the prices and everything like that. Last one is the parking lot. I have a few ideas. I'm meeting with the city of Collinsville tomorrow. And personally, I would like it if they would buy it.
All over there,
Yes,
city buy it.
the city buy it. But, so here's where I'm at. I got different angles coming from everywhere, and you know this, right? And so, I'll tell you my idea. I think I told you at lunch, but my idea was I could get a grant from MERPD if we made that into like a park, okay? And still have some parking, call it Collinsville Township Uptown Park. We could have some pickleball courts, and I think I could probably get 60–70% of it paid for, okay? So there's that option, okay? Because it's a park, you're not allowed to stay there overnight, make it a camp out or anything like that, all right? Because that was one of my thoughts. And then the other thing is, I always wanted to do it there, but I'm mad because I don't know when they're ever gonna tear those buildings down or do anything with those buildings. We might be waiting past when we're here anymore. Because I think it would be awesome to
How
bring.
much,
Go ahead.
sorry, I was gonna say, how much of a liability is that to us? I mean, they're,
Right now,
yeah, they park there, barbecue, I mean, it's a huge
That's a good
space.
question, yeah.
no, and that's why some people, when I suggested the park idea, okay, there's some people that said absolutely not. They don't wanna do that because that's our tax dollars in Maryville, and that's a park in Collinsville, and that sounds like CAR to me. And I'm like, I'm thinking on the side of a taxpayer, all right? I'm trying to clean this end of town up to bring the value of town up, okay, where people are proud of it. They're like, man, they're really improving. Look what we've done down here, look what we've done there, and utilize it. Have some leagues through the senior center for pickleball. I think it'd be great, especially if we grant funded, all right? So, again, I'm not gonna make everybody happy, just like with the parking lot. Some people didn't want me to do the parking lot, and we had to just do it, right? But the other option is, it has to have something, because it has potholes starting to create in there. So it's gonna cost money then to repave it, and I'm not gonna get a grant for that. Because we're not turning it into a park, okay, and we're not making any money on it.
Why don't we? Why can't we monetize it? Why can't we put meters or just a box where they gotta pay to park?
Personally, I don't think that, I know that there's cars up there now, but most of the time, other than
Doesn't matter,
us.
I mean, when they're there, we're getting paid.
And then who's going to watch over that and make sure that they're paying and all that?
Well, we don't the meters.
Well, I mean, the
company.
meter will do that, but I mean, to monitor it and see if folks are actually paying, I don't.
Yeah,
Well,
I
as
just-
soon as you make them pay, they'll quit parking.
Right, I just don't, because I asked Terry's Appliance, I said, hey, would you guys be interested? Because they don't really have a parking lot. No, we're not interested in buying that, nobody.
Because it's free.
Right, and.
Chain it off and he'll be.
I mean, just so you know, some people want me to give it away. That's how bad
No.
they don't want it. And I don't think that's right, because we spent, just so you know, we spent $90,000 on it, right?
Absolutely.
And so, but on the
Give you
other
85.
hand, huh?
I'll give you 85.
Right, well, the other hand is that it's all taxpayers, it's this pot of money in Collinsville, it's this pot of money in the township, it's all the same people's money, right? And so I would just rather see, as a taxpayer, it look nice and be something that it would help this end of town spark some interest maybe from other businesses. Do we put it up for sale? Maybe we just put it up for sale first on the open market, and maybe a business, maybe a Scooters would come in there and put another car, I don't know. I'm just saying, then we don't have any liability anymore, and it's generating tax revenue. But as a taxpayer, what do you think as a taxpayer? What would you like to see there?
I'm not so much on the parks, but that's me,
Mm-hmm.
because it's just gonna, I think it's gonna bring more of the homeless in there. And that's what, it's gonna be right there in the front of everybody, and that keeps people.
That
away
worries
from-
you, right?
Yeah, I think that
Mhm.
keeps people away from downtown Council.
Yeah, seeing that.
Quite frankly, I'm just fine with the way it sits. If you got potholes, go to the Home Depot, get a bag of cement and some gravel and mix it all together, and the rain will make it into a.
I mean, we could fix it up, and it probably, I'm guessing, maybe $10,000–$20,000, we could make it look decent again.
People are parking on it, and that's good enough.
you know, but, and then again, there's still liability, and so.
That's my biggest concern is what's our liability?
Right.
What, because we're allowing people to park there.
Right.
We're allowing people to live there, barbecue, and, I mean, they
Oh.
use this as a, you know.
I'm constantly down there with notes and signs and stuff. If there's nothing you can do though,
Yeah,
It-
no matter
because-
who owns it, it's still gonna happen.
well,
I love the idea of being able to make money off of it if possible. That sounds terrible, but
Right.
it's true. But like Italian Fest, have paid parking, or like any festival downtown, make it like a metered or paid parking spot.
Yep.
Or EV charging stations, sometimes government units could get a kickback for that. I don't know, I'm just trying to think of different ways. Could we have bicycles people could rent out and you can go down Main Street?
Some
I don't
bird
know.
scooters there, or
Yeah.
whatever, yeah.
But if there's, I don't know.
I just don't know the need. I just don't know if it would ever get, because other than the Italian Fest, Horse Race Fest, and just
Barbecue
every,
Fest, I mean, there's a lot of those though.
Old Harold's concert series now,
Yeah.
like,
I mean, Old Harold's got stuff going on there all the time.
so just look into how that would work.
Stand
metered
somebody out there
parking.
with a pouch, you know,
Yeah.
hire some kids to stand out there with a pouch and collect money when Derek's got something going on over there.
Don't
Right.
give them half of the tank.
Just like they do with, you know, the,
So you guys are kind of leaning towards just cleaning it up, fix it up, and maybe put some meters in there right now.
I know what else I think would be great there, and this is my own idea, but there, Collinsville's talking about food trucks. That could be a great food truck lot.
Oh, no, that's what
It needs power, I mean, we would have to invest there, but why wouldn't, I mean.
Maybe some
again,
kind of, even if we kind of redesigned it, where it was some kind of like green space in the middle or something, and then food trucks along the outside, where then you could go in and eat, and it wouldn't necessarily be
Monetize it and have a green.
I love
I might
that.
still be able to get a grant for that if we could still make it some type of, you know, park, because it's the park that gets the grant.
I also love that too, if we ever decide to bring buses in for like health screenings, or buses for like a blood drive, or
Mhm.
buses for like having a space that a bus can pull up and you could do
It's
different
ours.
programming, yeah.
Yeah, okay,
That'd be cool.
yeah, so that's what I'm leaning to, that's what I want to talk to you guys about.
And if you talk to Colin, that's why I wouldn't sell it to them. If you talk to, they want this to be the food capital,
Yeah.
food truck capital of America.
After we
And
go in-
that parking lot is right on Route 66, buddy.
Oh,
Yeah,
I like it.
mhm.
Yeah.
So, but I'm just always thinking down the road too of like maintenance and all that. Do we want that, you know, is like, or is it better if Collinsville Parks takes it over, and that, I'm just putting that out there. Do you see what I'm saying? Where then it's off of us as far as maintaining it.
I mean, I would just look at it as a revenue generating possibility for your
Yes.
budget.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
Figure out.
another
Okay.
revenue stream.
Okay.
You're gonna give it away?
No,
I mean, they're
right.
gonna use it for that.
Right, okay. All right, look at it that way, okay. And then I'll talk to them, just see, and I've already given them some ideas. It sounded like they were open to anything that I wanted to do, you know, because they want anything, you know, and, but I like the food truck / park, kind of just some green space, just making it look better where we can get some food trucks. Now, but here's the other, I mean, again, I beat it, but would a lot of people come to those food trucks?
I think
For-
so.
Are you kidding?
They're-
Like
they're
for
going
like in
Italian
lunch
Fest
everywhere
and
else.
any of
Yeah.
those things?
Yeah, but then I don't, you know, I don't want to take away from the Italian Fest either, though.
Or the
You know.
Well,
restaurants that are
even
on
like
Main
the
Street.
music concert series, like anything going on downtown, I think.
Right, even if it's just a
And
couple
so,
of them.
and so maybe you have those conversations with the chamber.
Well,
and
maybe
those
we
people.
just have a Cinda's Cafe out there.
That's right.
Maybe we just put Cinda out there and do her chicken and dumplings. That's how we make some money. We gotta figure it out.
Put it right on Route 60.
Yeah, what you got, Don?
You know, we talked about that, over in St. Charles, they did
Yeah.
that. And it is extremely successful. They've got food trucks they had a park they couldn't
Yeah.
use.
California, Arizona, they're everywhere.
And they put them around there, and every weekend, that place is packed. They've got they even have a stage up with a
Mhm.
big screen. They watch, Cardinal games, and people sit out there and do that. And those food trucks, they have, the youth fields around there. That place is backed up every weekend.
And not only that, but food trucks also open it up for these folks that own these trucks, may build a business in Collinsville.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They may
Mhm.
take that to a
Yeah.
brick and mortar if they're popular enough, and
Mhm.
so,
Yeah.
I mean, it just opens up other possibilities.
I like it. I'm excited. So I'm gonna get to work on trying to put some ideas together.
Truthfully, I wanted to buy it and do that, so.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, you wanna buy it? You wanna buy
I
it?
told you, give me 85.
We'll put it on the next agenda.
the next
There's your business opportunity. So, okay.
Wants to buy.
85,
Thank you,
you already 85. Let's see. That's all I have on that. Does anybody else have any idea, or any improvements or anything that you see needs as far as the entire township? Okay, just always text me or email me if you got something. And then as far as my last supervisor, I met with, helped the Lions Club out here on Main, helped the Kiwanis Club. I know we have the Rotary Club. We have so many great clubs and to do a lot of great things in Collinsville. So I just want to thank all of them for everything and all the programs and things that they help out with. Like I said, LIHEAP was suspended. What else? I met with MCT. This is really cool. Only in Collinsville, they're doing a pilot program, and it's called a MCT Mini or Micro Mini, but it's a very small little bus, right? And you'll have an app on your phone or a number. Call them. They'll pick you up at your house or wherever you're at and take you anywhere in Collinsville. If you want to go to Hurricanes, they'll pick you up, take you to Hurricanes. Every ride is $1, okay? And so doesn't matter if you want to go to the laundromat, the little van will come to your house, pick you up. It's like Uber, but with a highly professional driver, okay? And
I start there June 3rd.
and so, well, the thing is, what a savings that's going to be for a lot of people. You know, for each ride, only $1.
Yeah.
Okay, and they're only doing it in Collinsville, 6 by 6 miles, and so that will. You want to go to the food pantry? They pick you up, take you to the food
Is
pantry.
the MCT doing that or the Collinsville bus?
MCT.
Huh.
This is MCT.
What are
It's
the
great.
restrictions?
There is no
I
restrictions.
need you to pick me up on Wednesday.
Right.
Friday.
No, absolutely. No, I talked about that. Yeah, I think it's great. I think it's great. It's gonna,
Put that in your schedule.
so it should eliminate, you know, people drinking and driving, all that. For $1, you can get picked up, taken
I
out.
thought to
But it's
get on
gotta
those
cut off
buses.
time-wise?
Yes, so I'm not sure. I think it might be like 8 to 8 or something. So right now, I
So
don't
don't
think
get
it's,
drunk?
yeah, I don't think it's going like to midnight and stuff. But
Yeah,
yes.
you're not getting picked
One
up
of
for
the things I
$1.
got told in my interview
Not that I drink,
is
I don't drink.
the people, those buses, like the ones we have, you have to be disabled in a way that you cannot get on the regular bus.
Mhm.
That's what those are all about.
So this one is not. This one is for anything.
Okay.
This is for anything. This is
Wow.
a new way, just, they're trying to look, how should you say, instead of these, I call them old dinosaurs. I mean, you see
Yeah, all
these
right.
big buses, these diesel, they got one passenger on them. You gotta think of new ways to just transport people, you know? I have a friend who doesn't have a car and they don't have a washer and dryer and they need to wash their clothes. And instead of having, you know, it's raining, you can't walk to the laundry, you know, call this place for $1, they'll pick you up, take you to the laundromat, pick you up, bring you back. You know, there's so many needs, so I'm very excited about
You
it.
can't find help.
And it's gonna start in August, but we're meeting in June, I believe here, with the city of Collinsville, and we're going to just come up with ideas about how to promote it and stuff, but I wanted to tell you guys that, I think it's really exciting. So, anyway, I was glad that they reached out to me.
Brings back a trolley car. Can you imagine that all the time?
Let's not talk about trolleys.
There's already been a trolley car.
No more trolleys. That's all I got, so, all right, anything else?
Good.
Okay.
Motion to adjourn?
Okay,
I second it.
all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, have a good night.
All right.
Yeah. That's
It
good.
has a nice trolley car